Graduation's keynote speaker, Mr. Tom Harmon. Tom Harmon is an entrepreneur who is dedicated to the success of his businesses, as well as to the people who surround him. He simultaneously serves as the Chief Executive Officer of Harmon Steel, Chief Executive Officer of Taylor Brothers Construction Company, and President of Harmon Construction. This group of companies is known as the Harmon Group. After graduating from Jennings County High School, Tom earned a Bachelor of Science degree from Indiana University. He then continued to work toward his MBA at the University of Louisville. After graduation, Tom took a job at Cummins Engine in the industrial marketing area as an account administrator, eventually working his way up to becoming an account executive for one of the company's largest automotive customers. After 8 years, he made the decision to leave Cummins for his family's construction business, where he could put his acquired skills to good use. With his education and experience, he assisted his father and brother in the process of converting Harmon Construction from a small residential contractor into a commercial, industrial, and highway contractor. Today, the Harmon Group of companies have a combined revenue of over $200 million. Tom Harmon has served on many professional and not-for-profit boards, including being chairman of the Indiana Construction Association, president of the Columbus Area Multi-Ethnic Association, and on the board of advisors for IUPUC. In addition, under his direction, the Harmon Group started a not-for-profit organization called the Joy of Giving, where employees provide assistance to children and families in need throughout the year in the local community. His work has been recognized by the Columbus Chamber of Commerce by rewarding him the Community Service Award and the Human Rights Commission with the William R. Laws Human Rights Award. Tom's family is also of utmost importance to him, and he values time spent with his wife, Mary, and 2 adult daughters, Marja and Chasten. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Tom Harmon.
Good afternoon. It's great to be here with you this afternoon. Congratulations to all the graduates. I know it's a lot of hard work. I would like to begin by thanking Dr. Hill and the faculty and the graduates for allowing me the opportunity to speak at your 2019 commencement. When Matt asked me to address such an important occasion, my first thought was that of flattery. Matt offered me some advice on content and even shared some past speeches. And after reviewing the speeches, it struck me that I'm expecting to pass on some profound wisdom that you can take with you as you start your post-education journey, to offer you some pearls of wisdom that one can use to navigate through today's challenges. And that's going to be a pretty daunting task. As Dr. Hill read my bio, it seemed that I had very specific career paths that helped lead me to my achievements. Well, nothing could be farther from the truth. Life has many defining moments. These are moments in which a decision is made either consciously or unconsciously that ultimately has a significant impact on your life. It's a fork in the road. It's a zig or a zag. It's a yes or no, or it's I can or I can't. The importance of that decision is realized at a point later on in life. And as I reflect on my life experiences, I tend to focus more on the mistakes that I have made and the challenges I have overcome rather than the successes that I have achieved. I graduated from IU Bloomington in the summer of 1974. I went to IU because my English comp teacher saw more potential in me than I saw in myself. My career goal at the time was to play center field for the Reds and getting away from working with my father in the construction business. Her husband was a trustee. He took me on a campus tour during my senior year, and the last stop we made was in the Bussard's office. And back then, student loans were pretty easy to come by. My parents were very supportive, but they weren't in the situation to be able to provide me the financial support I needed. But the student loan program was, and it provided me with enough money to make it happen. Little did I know that decision would keep me in debt half my life. After 4 years and several summer sessions, I completed the requirements of graduating with a Bachelor of Science degree in physical education. I did not attend my graduation ceremony. Told him to mail me my diploma. My plan was to attend the graduate physical therapy program at Duke University. I had made it to the final interview process. I just knew I nailed the interview when I went home planning to attend that fall. In June, I received a rejection letter, and I didn't have a plan B. I was working with my father at the time, and he offered me a job, room and board, and little pay, and that became plan B. Shortly after, I was offered a union job as an operator oiler. I made twice the money and became exposed to highway construction. Now, the oiler was responsible for the crane that the operator was operating. There was a couple of cranes on site. One was a Lorraine crane, the other one was a big man-at-a-walk. And my job was to shine them and grease them and oil them and be a signaler for the operator. It was great pay, but I wasn't sure if that was going to be a long-term career for me. Being an oiler on a job is one that doesn't require a whole lot of movement. I spent many days huddled up in the engine compartment freezing. It was cold that winter. I started reading motivational books to help me plan my next career move. This is when I decided to pursue getting an MBA. I figured with all the money I would make in corporate America, I would have plenty of income to pay the additional debt I would incur. In January of 1976, I enrolled in the University of Louisville MBA program. This was an evening program and was designed for the working student. So like many of you, I pursued my degree while working a full-time job. I substitute taught daily in the Jefferson County school system during the day, and I attended classes at night. I would share some of my experiences of working in that school system, but that's a whole nother speech. That summer, I got a job as an intern for Cummins in industrial marketing. It was my first exposure to corporate America. I was inexperienced, naive, overconfident, but luckily I had a good work ethic. And I was blessed with a good manager and fellow employees who showed me the ropes and taught me what I needed to know to be successful in corporate America. When I returned to school, I was able to get a job at the local Cummins distributorship, cleaning engines and building components. That allowed me to learn about the products and earn a reasonable living while I went to school. The next summer, I had the opportunity to intern again. And then I went back to finish my degree and continue to work at the distributor. When I completed the degree in 1978, I did not participate in the graduation program and asked them to mail me my diploma. So today is very special to me. Not only do I get to walk in a graduation ceremony, wear a gown with all the appropriate hoods, is that what we call them? And deliver a graduation speech. I feel grateful for this opportunity to walk with you today. It's allowing me to relive a missed opportunity. So thank you. So I hired on full-time with Cummins in industrial marketing, and I worked there for 8 years and had several marketing jobs. The last being responsible for one of the company's largest customers. In 1985, I made a decision to leave Cummins, a $75,000 a year job, and to go work for my family construction business, making $15 an hour. We were going to convert the company from a residential company to a commercial company, and also start a janitorial supply company. We worked hard to make the supply company work, but it was a break-even proposition at best. One day, a mentor of mine asked me, "Why are you fooling around with the supply company when construction is your expertise?" Well, we quickly shut down the supply company and focused on construction. But that's not the end of my failures. We started an electrical company that went belly up in 4 years. Over the years, we have had many construction projects that did not perform well. And even today, our business is as challenging as ever. My point for sharing this is to emphasize that failures are much a part of life as successes. We learn more from our failures than we do from our successes. But it's the failures that make you stronger, wiser, and determined not to make the same mistake twice. The degree you have earned is one of the many tools you acquire to build your career. Other tools may be books you read and people you meet. No man or woman is an island. There will be people you will encounter along the way that will help shape your career. The question is, will you be smart enough to listen and know when to take their guidance? Your degree is just the ante for an opportunity to pursue a career. You will compete with others who can pay the same ante. It's how you play the game that will make the difference in your career. To help minimize mistakes, I developed many relationships with a variety of mentors who share perspectives and advice on issues and challenges I would encounter. I just wish I would have paid more attention. Don't be foolish enough to think you got it all figured out, because you don't. You pay dearly for your education at IUPUC, and I guarantee you that the tuition from the School of Hard Knocks can be much more expensive. Be smart enough to take advantage of your relationships and your mentors. Believe me, they enjoy passing on the wisdom. As you leave here today, you will embark upon a new beginning. You will face new challenges. You will have an opportunity to make an impact on many people and many issues, most of all your personal and family life. It's an exciting time. Change is exciting, but it's scary. Learn to embrace change. It's the only constant that you can count on. When I graduated in 1970, we were a nation faced with many challenges. We were involved in an unpopular war. We were discussing and impeaching a president. We were dealing with racial unrest. We created Earth Day and started the EPA to protect the environment. These are just some of the issues we were dealing with in 1970. As you graduate this year in 2019, we still are involved in an unpopular war. We're still discussing impeaching the president. We're still dealing with racial unrest. And we're still struggling to protect the environment. After all these years, we haven't made the progress that we hope we have made, and we still have much work to do. So as you take on these challenges and many others, I wish you all the luck and hope you have better success than our generation in tackling these tough issues. The opportunities and challenges you will encounter will require the skills and all the education you can muster. However, you have more tools, technology, and information at your fingertips than ever before. We see examples daily on how these tools can be used to better mankind or destroy it. It all depends on how they're utilized. We live in an ever-changing world. We wake up every day to new challenges that we didn't face the day before. We are bombarded with information that we must sort through for the truth. And we are challenged with electing political leaders who must decide who really has our country's best interest at heart. The world you're walking into becomes more challenging every day. However, students who graduate today are more educated, technologically trained, and prepared for life than ever before. Some of you may be familiar with the popular Broadway musical Hamilton, which is a musical about our country's founding father. Hamilton, who was an immigrant, collaborated with other immigrants to defeat the British and start this great country. There was a time in the musical that George Washington is handing over some of the troops to Hamilton to lead in fighting the British. This was always Hamilton's goal, to be able to lead and make a difference and have an impact. As Washington was doing this, he reflected on some of his failures as a leader to caution Hamilton to be mindful of the decisions he makes. The title of that song was "History Has Its Eyes on You." So remember, as you go forward and walk life's path, there is value in learning from our mistakes. It is important that we don't repeat them, but learn from them, because they have more impact of shaping us and our successes. Do not be afraid to take on challenges. They make you better people. And most of all, remember, as you encounter life challenges and have to make decisions that shape your life and the lives of others, that history has its eyes on you. Good luck, congratulations, and thank you.
Please join me again in thanking Tom Harmon for his remarks. In recognition for your leadership, it is my honor to present to you the 2019 IUPUC Leadership Award, which reads, "For your leadership as an entrepreneur who sets high standards for himself and his businesses within our community, and also gives his time and resources to help those in need. You have inspired us with your dedication to bringing diverse groups together to help educate and improve the community."